What's up everyone, Steven here with TechMaker Studio. In this episode, I want to show you how to use Python to combine multiple images together. So if you are familiar with the NFT space, you'll be familiar with what's called a generative project, where you have all of these very similar kind of takes on a single image. So some of these have like sunglasses or different colors, and you can see even like some are smoking and stuff. So this is obviously kind of a take on the CryptoPunks style, but with frogs. There's other ones that are way more complicated, like the Goons of Ballatroon, where you basically have like, a few standard kind of shapes, but they recombine in so many ways that they look like all unique images, and they are all unique, but there's similar attributes that get recombined 10,000 times in this case. So I am wanting to kind of do a series on how to make a full generative NFT project, and this is kind of the first little short bit of that. And the first thing we need to do is try to recombine images different ways. And I have drawn up a frog over here. So here's my blue frog. I've got different cigars. I've got different hats. And basically the only real requirement is, and this is sort of the thing I'm not going to show, but you just have to create images that are all the same size and then know how they stack up. So if you're not an artist, you might need to like look on Adobe Stock or something, or find an artist who knows how to do that. But once you have some images, it's pretty straightforward. In my case, the frogs are kind of an arbitrary choice. It's just really popular on OpenSea right now, and I'm a pretty big Chainlink supporter, and it's a big symbolism in the Chainlink world. So just going to try something and see what happens. We'll probably push this all the way out and run a real project. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's not what we're here for today. What we're here for today is to actually see if we can combine images. So let me go ahead and get out of all of this. So if you haven't followed along with the channel lately, I did an episode on how to set up Vagrant, and that is not necessary. You just need to be running Python 3, but if you're curious about what I'm doing here, it's that Vagrant video. So I'm going to log into my virtual machine, and I'll just switch over to /vagrant, and we'll check what we have here. So you can see we have this frogs directory here. So again, this isn't the point of this video, but I'll link to my Vagrant video down in the description. And then if we go over to the code, you can see I've actually got my images pulled up here. And there's some other stuff in here that we're just not going to worry about, but you can essentially see that inside of my Vagrant, or my directory, I have my frogs. So that's where I am here. Okay, so what I want to do is basically just create a Python file in the directory that I'm in here, and we'll use that to combine the images. So this is going to be kind of just a prototype file, but it'll show you everything you need to know to kind of get the basics going. So I'm going to call this frog spawn.py. And before I forget, what we need to do actually first is install a library called Pillow. So we'll do python 3-m pip install --upgrade pillow. Maybe that needs to be a capital P. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so what is Pillow? I have that open over here. Basically, it's kind of a play on words for Python image library. It does a whole lot of stuff. We're only going to use one method from the library called alpha composite. So if we go back over to the code, the first thing we're going to do is import Pillow. And we're just going to import the image class. And all I need to do now is just generate my image. So to load an image, what I'm going to do is say like something like image1 equals image.open, and we'll pull it from ./frogs/frog blue.png, like that. Okay, and so in my frogs file, I have cigars and I have hats. So basically what you want to do is you want to think in terms of layers. So if you're using Photoshop or Illustrator or something like that, you might stack one thing on top of another in layers to sort of create an image. So essentially we're doing the same thing here. So I'm going to copy this and change this to image 2, and then we'll change this to cigar gold. So I have to also add the hat, but the first thing I'm going to do is need to create an intermediate image. So let me actually show you how this works. So we'll do intermediate equals image dot alpha composite, and it's just going to take image 1 and image 2. And basically what it is like it's going to take image 1 and put it on the bottom and layer image 2 directly on top of it. So what that means is you just need to keep track of which images should go on the bottom of the stack and which, essentially just stack them up as you would in Photoshop from the bottom up. So the next thing I'm going to do is get image 3 equals, and I'll go ahead and copy this. And why don't we do a white hat? So it's hat white, and then we'll go ahead and copy this, come down here, and we'll change this to be final. And then all we need to do is do intermediate and image 3. So you can see what we did here. Basically we created a new intermediate image and then we added another layer. So then the last thing we need to do is just save this as a file for now. So we'll say final.save, and then we'll just output our final.png like that. Okay, so let's go over to our terminal here and let's run that. So let's check what we have here available. So say python 3 frog spawn.py. And now if we go check back in our directory, you can see we have final.png here, and you can see those images have been mixed together. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to show the basics of how you could do image combinations. So what we're going to do in the next video is probably add a few more things here, and then we'll add a concept of rarity. So we want to have, like, when we run this file, we're going to want it to generate an image based on some probabilities. So maybe like the white hat is really rare and the black hat is common or whatever, things like that. Yeah, so we'll do that and we'll just keep going. So this is going to be a lot of short videos that we're going to stitch together to make a whole project. Hopefully it won't be too long, but yeah, we're going to try to cut it up in a little quick bits. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you later.